So your child has been hospitalized and you're coming back to the IEP team process, which is the Individualized Education Program process with the school team, and there is an IEP in place when you are coming back or getting ready to come back. The question is that individualized education program still appropriate given the new circumstances under which you are reconvening a team meeting?
And there are hundreds of ways in which an IEP document could have now become inappropriate based on the fact that a student has been hospitalized for a period of time. Everything from, let's just say you have a goal that the student will self-advocate, and perhaps now we're realizing that that's too much to ask of this particular student who's under a tremendous amount of strain, as an example. Then maybe we want to revise that goal. Maybe you want to talk about
modifications or accommodations may be inappropriate.
Maybe you want to talk about an interim plan to get the child back to the place where they can be on the IEP as last written. But if the kid's been out for 6 or 8 weeks, you need to you don't just throw them back into school. Usually, you want to talk about maybe a slow progressed return to school if that's what's appropriate. Does the child even need a different placement or school? That happens a lot in my practice. Is that the psychiatric hospital has now said this child needs a therapeutic placement and can't go back to the public school. And then often that becomes a legal dispute as to whose obligation that is. But ultimately, that IEP team has to be considering that. Is the child already in a therapeutic placement as a day student, but now we may have to be considering residential? There are so many ways in which an IEP document can be rendered inappropriate in big and in small ways based on a psychiatric hospitalization and the new information that hopefully you have as a result.
And at the end of the day, chances are that something as a result of this new hospitalization or the hospitalization is going to change the circumstances. And so what we're trying to get across here is examine the appropriateness of the current IEP.
That's right.